Hello there, Nick, Ohana, Cosmos. It is still March 3rd, and this is part 3 of Magic Mirror work. Again, this is for me, not for everyone else. If you watch it at your own risk. There's a part of me that was resisting coming back to this or wanting to escape from what's going on. And so I'm just gonna notice that as I be with this. And I'm gonna walk a little bit and stand up because I've been sitting as I've been working on things. I've been working on my Demartini method, just taking a look at the instructions and really grateful for them and the clarity there. And reminding myself as I deliver something a lot of times is to really invite someone else to deliver it and witness it, because it will help me see how clearly I've been delivering it, to see what's there or what's missing and to add to. I think sometimes when I deliver something too many times, I forget the essence of it and forget that beginner's mindset. And that could be a piece. And right now I'm noticing, this is me talking to me now. So me talking to me, lots and lots of words right now, lots of lack of clarity sometimes. And that's what's happening, especially to loved ones. That I can speak to them and have a lack of clarity because there's a bit of nervousness. There's a piece of me that has so many charges built up, and I'm going to practice starting to look at the charges. And one of the things that was offered as homework is to take a look at the people that inspire me the most in each area and the people that I despise most in each area and look at their positive and negative attributes, traits, actions or inactions. And then taking a look at that and actually doing and clearing the Demartini method on that. And feels like a lot of work right now, and it sounds like it's important to start and doing one line a day. And so I'm gonna start doing that soon, and I may even record it and do it with the Magic Mirror work, with the whole expectation that no one needs to see this. Like, it's literally me just going on paper and imagining things. And it may serve. It may serve to see. It may serve to see and for me to use specific examples and share with myself and sometimes say things out loud. I realize I go through things a little bit quicker when I say it out loud versus when I write down, and I can go over things over and over again. And I'm feeling a tightness in the chest right now, a pressure almost, tightness in the breathing. And I'm just again and again practicing noticing the sensations that come up, noticing the resistances that come up, noticing the joys that come up through this, the excitements that come up. It's like, what is possible if I make these changes? What is possible? And noticing how I can keep using my energy and exercise and stretching. So I'm just planking myself onto the table right now, reminding myself how much strength and power happened through gymnastics just by being able to hold myself up with just my arms. And what a weight on the shoulders and the wrists especially. I'm going to see my dear friend Joni this Thursday for some inspired body work, and I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. So there's that piece. And just remind myself to gather up some more medicine again. Reminding myself what are the ratios that are needed. And just noticing the stories. Noticing the stories. There's people to reply to, and I'm noticing that the moment I actually think of replying to them, I'm getting nervous going, oh shit, what might come up from my reply? What might come from the judgment? It's taken so long to. And the more I avoid it, the more it feels bigger and bigger and bigger. And so just being with that. Today, it's really about taking time in between. Like coming to doing stuff, taking time to rest. Coming time to doing stuff, taking time to rest. So soon, the cleaner should be out of the place, and maybe going home and doing a little meditation will be a good thing. Already I've done as much as I feel like I need to today. I have said things, I have cleaned up, I have talked to my beloved, I have played a little bit with my son, I have replied to some messages, I've taken a look at higher priority things, and I'm starting to practice from that place. If I don't fill my space up with high priority things, I'll do lower priority things. And then when I'm doing something, like for example, I spent probably 2 hours cleaning and juicing today. It's like recognizing in these moments, can I remember that I'm choosing this? And how do I make this meditative? How do I make this enjoyable? Because there's a story that's like, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my genius by cleaning right now. And there's some truth to that. There is some truth to that. And I don't want to, at this point, shift out of that completely, because I'm not constantly in my genius when I'm not doing that. And how do I really enjoy myself as fully as possible with the family and with myself, and then not just lump everything onto my beloved? And that's a piece as well. How do we start to leverage that? Probably a part of the piece is over and over. How do we start delegating better and better? And we're learning that as we're delegating, how do we actually invite in the change that we want to see? The change that we want to see. The change that we want to see. Because there's a part that it feels like it should just happen. And every single connection is a human interaction. And being really conscious of the human interactions that we want. Even tomorrow I'm looking at doing a decluttering. I'm also looking at chatting with my dear friend Brent and having to take a look at what the schedule's going to look like. Whether I even have that time slot. And letting it go. Letting it go if it doesn't work out in that time slot. Possibly even having a later time slot for that. Okay. Just feeling right now. Just feeling. Just practicing the feeling. Checking in with my beloved to see if she wants me to drive tomorrow. Because if she does, then everything is all right. I already know the balance of things. Check and see if I'm home tomorrow. Then I also know the balance of things. Okay. No pressure. And pressure. Traits, actions, inactions. Can start writing some more of those down. And it's funny because I'm having trouble being specific about them and making them factual. Like launched SpaceX, almost went bankrupt. That's the action, or is that too general? It is a truth that I've read about. You know, is that a positive or a negative? And not almost going bankrupt, what would that mean as well? Right? I'm just trying to think of all these things and just noticing these stories, these extremes that get shared by some of the leaders that I look up to. And then it was funny just listening and hearing, oh yeah, there's stories about even Mother Teresa. Like, no one is a complete saint or a sinner. And being reminded even the worst villains in history, such as even Hitler, it's like, well, did he specifically individually do all the killing, or people did the killing? We can say in his name, but part of it is to notice it all has to ripple out. No one individual up till now has had that kind of power. And even if we say they pushed the button for launching a giant bomb, all the people that came together put together the bomb. And how do we have this collective consciousness? And that's part of it right now. How am I focusing on my own consciousness? Because I've been learning that my own consciousness itself can impact and influence the consciousness of others. And that's what I would like to do more of. And is it the being, the doing, the having? And part of it is shifting to being, and shifting to being with the doing that I'm doing and the way that I want to do it. And then what I'll have is what I actually want to have, and not make myself limited. It was a really good little story that Dr. John told about the woman who wanted to be with her dog, play with her dog, and go from making $5 for a photo to making $100 million off a dog. And that's what she wanted to do. And it's making a dream of it and making a life of it. So what is it that I want to do? And part of it is serving these transformative experiences. I can imagine myself being on a world ship and serving transformative experiences. And also letting go of that attachment. Serving breath experiences and letting go of that attachment. And over again, it's just noticing, what am I attached to? Who am I attached to being? And noticing there's a part that keeps coming up, all the jealousy, all the comparison when I see people in Peru or in Egypt. I'm like, I should be there. And how could I offer something like that? And letting go. One step at a time. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. Yard by yard, life is hard. And thanking Kyle Kingsbury for really saying that over and over again, like I attribute that to him now. It doesn't mean it's his saying at all. And I attribute it to him. And for myself, what sayings am I willing to keep saying over and over until it really sinks into my own body? And that's it. When I'm doing the work, I'm actually reinforcing myself. And that's why I'm excited to do more of this work, because it really reinforces who I am, what I want to be. Every time I lead a breath, every time I lead a ceremony, I'm reinforcing it. So I'm getting paid handsomely to do the thing I really love doing. And until those times, and in addition to those times, doing this magic mirror work. Because this is the thing. Am I doing this for someone else? Yes and no. Ultimately, all work for the others is work for the self. So how do I practice being ridiculously selfish and guiding my fellow man, woman to be ridiculously selfish in this way, and recognize, am I actually being narcissistic, or am I actually being honest and transparent with myself? Because one of the things I'm noticing more and more is I'm losing touch with the people doing stuff and creating stuff. Like when I'm returning things and saying, you know what, I'm just following the system. I am, and I'm losing touch with the other humans that are on the other side. And I'm noticing even in this building, oh my God, like how could this be constructed this way, that way? It's like there's a loss of the connection with the humanness. And how do we reconnect to that humanness? And how do we do it in a way that serves? And I don't know all the answers. I don't know all the truths. I'm not here to figure all those things out. And I'm here to play my part. And right now I'm really enjoying still, like one of the things I can really attribute to my dear friend Mike is I'm looking at a black and white phone, and it feels good to look at a black and white phone. Like it feels good to take away all that color and all that distraction for a little bit. And that's part of the benefits of seeing the world as black and white. It takes away a lot of the distractions, like easy to say yes or easy to say no. All the gradients, oh, there's a choice to be made. How do I answer the questions that I'm asked, especially from those who I love, without trying to teach them something while I'm answering the question? Unless they're asking for it, right? And getting better and clearer when I'm actually saying something and checking in. Hey, I like to teach something right now. Hey, I'm just gonna answer the question. There's always more. So coming back to what started me on this is a little bit of escape as well. So in everything, I both desired to do this and I wanted to escape doing something else. There's a couple of people that have written me messages that I haven't replied to yet because I felt uncomfortable with the message, with the feedback. And in that, recognizing I sometimes try to soften the blow of my own feedback without trusting them to receive it, and recognizing that. And trusting myself, I can receive this, I can screw this up, I can screw up over and over and over again. So many of the things that I've screwed up on relatively are so small and trivial, and I'm grateful for that. I can make it really big. Like the whole point of me when I left medicine and was suicidal, when I actually take a look from a bird's eye view, I'm like, I'm literally creating this on myself. Like, that's what's going on. I'm unable to speak my own truth. It's come to such a head that I've created such a charge of energy that I'm here. And aren't I really grateful for this? It's not like I was tortured, raped, that I had to go bankrupt multiple times, that I didn't have support, that I was alone, that I was actually destroying my body though. My body was trying to remind me. And so that part is, there's truth that like blood pressure of 150 or 110, weighing less than 100 pounds for me, not a healthy, sickly look, right? And the stuff I was eating, definitely not healthy, definitely not vital, definitely not full of nutrients. And then now, doing all those things and still, I am much healthier, but the gradation of healthiness in terms of the actual body is in some ways actually less than I'd imagine. And reminds me about diminishing returns in terms of that, and being really focused, what do I want for health, right? And being focused, I am not looking for optimizing it so I can be in a movie and be like, these are my abs and this is how it looks. But I am looking for the function behind that. Oh my God, I feel really lean and excited and able to move and vital and energy, clarity, vitality. And so replying to, for example, Darin and checking in with her about how the diet and everything's going, and replying to people who are trying to support me to be the best version of myself. And that includes the people who are criticizing me who I love. When it's coming from someone I love, remember that first. They've already established the love. And honoring that, and then opening myself to that, being transparent. And I'm gonna practice my transparency for me. They don't need it, but for me, it's useful. And reminding them of that. This transparency is for me. I know I do really good work, and I know I could be doing better work. And I know that I have an attachment to people receiving the benefits I want them to receive, especially those closest to me. And so if I'm gonna invite them into these things, it's such a practice to keep letting go of the attachment and being like, all right, if it doesn't happen here, especially, it's okay. And inviting it to happen there. It's a both and. I want them to have transformation during the session, and I'd like to have them have transformation after the session, and for them to be able to recognize both. And if they can't recognize it, that's okay. If they're having trouble recognizing it, that's okay. Knowing that coming back over and over again, why I say at least 3 times, almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed, because it may be the first couple times it's really to soften and to trust and feel safe. And then noticing when things don't always happen the way their mind thinks, because they're attached then to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And what are the things that are blocking us? What's blocking me from doing the practices that I know serve me, especially if it's just lying back and lying down. And then for some people, it's the active stuff. And then just taking a breath, shaking the hips, taking a breath, shaking the hips. And that's part of it, is reminding myself, okay, I want to learn from the best teachers. I want to learn how to dance again. I want to learn the meridians, the reflex points. I am okay with someone talking to me and reminding me of the places they're pushing. And every now and then let me know what it is that they're seeing, what it is that they're feeling, what is it that they're noticing. And that may be what I want to hear as well. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful doing this work. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful to be in the body. To be in the body. To be in the body. So beautiful to be in the body. Okay. 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 And the creation of it all. The creation of it all. The creation of it all. So again, I'm playing with a little bit more energy. Again, reminding myself it's okay to keep playing with energy. Reminding myself, and I'm gonna actually pause this and turn off the tracking. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's interesting to play with this. It's a little jerky when it tracks. That's the Apple Dock Kit. I'm gonna try using the Insta 360 Pro app soon and just see if it's a smoother tracking. I imagine it's gonna be smoother. And what do I want at any one time? Do I want the smoothness of it, or do I want the jerkiness with the speed of it? And then as well, am I gonna use a front camera or the back camera? Because the back camera can be really useful too for better quality. And I'd have to look at that little mirror thing to see myself. Okay. I'm just looking off in the distance, reminding myself to gaze off into the distance. Because I forget that. I forget to look beyond the horizon at times. I'm looking too close. And that's it even for when I'm with my son. I'm reminding him, because we're so used to continuing to stimulate ourselves with something close by. How do I stimulate with hunting in the distance, with walking in the distance, with looking in the distance, seeing the birds, noticing the movement, noticing the shadows, noticing the outlines that can represent something. And then looking at the fire and noticing it constantly changing. The moment you try to capture any definition, it's gone. It's funny, looking at different varying things and noticing there's a different way, and then practicing with the eyes, looking at the different quadrants. I remember Yvonne saying if you do the sutras, the mudras, the eye mudras, you can actually improve your vision. You can lose the glasses as well. So there's so many things that he knows and he knew about that other people are teaching now. And I'm noticing more and more, how do I go to this unschool of learning and not try to learn all the specific techniques, but to grasp the techniques that serve me. I'm noticing more and more of the people I like and look up to. Kelly Brogan, Judy Brooks, are getting a lot more practitioners to do the specific work. They're playing their part, and they're not trying to be the expert. Even for the breath, she's not trying to be the expert. She could be, and she's not trying to be. She's not trying to be, she's not grasping that. And that's beautiful. And then for myself, it's just noticing what are the parts that I'm trying to grasp and I'm letting go of. And I'm asking and inviting more support. And the people that have wanted angel with me to keep writing down those lists. Who are the angels that are there? Who are the people that want to support, to serve, to work with, to play with? And ask their help sooner. Give guidance, give structure. Give guidance and give structure. And who has what skills? What skills? What dreams may come? What dreams may come? All right. So I've recorded this. Time to go back to doing a little bit more work and then resting a little bit. Ciao for now.